Just like you, I know money's hard to come by, and it doesn't go as far as it used to. Choosing where and how to spend your money can be a real head scratcher. Especially since there's like a bazillion streaming services now required for you to watch your 3 favourite shows. There's nothing worse than spending money on something that looks good, only to find out it's not good. Prudent Player Reviews is here to help, letting you know the best and worst ways to enjoy entertainment for under £10, or $12.75 at the time of recording. PlayStation currently have a £9 or less sale going on, so I flicked through the list of premium content and settled on a critically received game that piqued my interest from the creators of papercraft-based murder mystery Heavy Rain. Beyond Two Souls, at just £6.96, is it worth your hard-earned shekels? BTS, as I will now refer to it since K-pop is super popular, is a game that is basically Telltale Stranger Things. The game starts as not Millie Bobby Brown's 11 is found by not Chief Hopper in a wood, in a story that can be experienced in a linear way, or as the originally intended jumble of chronology, which is completely out of sequence. This approach is for people who see time as a construct of our own making, and was of course the one I chose. But what kind of monster puts the prologue at the end of something? The cast is pretty big, and I was pleasantly surprised to see Norman Osborn. You know how much I sacrificed? Ellie from The Last of Us.
This is so stupid.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme. The story follows the tale of Jodie as she grows up. She can tap into another dimension and has some weird kind of invisible entity attached to her called Aiden. Although she pronounces it as Aiden, which is clearly wrong, but that might be an Americanism. I'm not sure. You can switch between Aiden at any time and can either be pretty harmless and do Jodie's bidding, or be Casper the Jerky Ghost, flipping over tables, smashing windows and possessing people. Despite her abilities, Jodie wants to fit in, and despite being part of Unit 4, a shady paranormal agency, she just wants to get down with the kids and cave to peer pressure like the rest of us. She's maxed out her lying to potential love interest skill tree, but it's fine because it turns out it's all an orchestrated intervention anyway, and the mouth breathers just want to go up at the almighty power of Aiden. Oh, is that right? Well, you'll rule the day you mess with Jodie and Aiden. I mean, for a paranormal creature, Aiden isn't really a name that instills fear. Still though, he can put the hurt on some teenagers, and some police officers. And if he doesn't go nuts on Jodie's dad, then there's no justice in the world. As Jodie gets older, they get her to join the CIA, which kind of makes sense. If you had the ability to see into locked rooms and possess people, I can see how that would be a very valuable asset to have. I, for one, would have been possessing Kathleen Kennedy for a number of years, and my Star Wars The Last Jedi would have been very different indeed. On to the actual gameplay. The camera angles are often very janky. It's as if it's 1997 and fixed camera angles are still in vogue. Button prompts are less obvious than in a Telltale game, with most interaction being initiated with a flick of the right analog stick. This works well 60% of the time. Other times you find yourself double interacting or missing something entirely. Jodie's already pretty weird, but picking up a drink and then putting it back down immediately, unable to touch it again, is still pretty odd behaviour. Interacting with the world can be fun, but it's not often clear how much is able to be worked with in the environment. The game rewards exploration, which is fine, if Jodie moved quicker than Master Yoda. No game or movie is complete without the hero having to undertake a training montage, and Beyond Two Souls is no different. Doing sit-ups, then kicking butt in the gym, doing running courses. Jodie got me feeling all Rocky 2 about things. That is until straight after, when everything we've been taught in the previous section goes out the window, as QuickTime events aren't clearly signposted, and doing what we've learned already doesn't seem to work. In this sequence, Jodie also smacks the dog with a rock, and the hecking good boy was literally just there to do his job. It had me feeling a little bit of Rocky 5 about Jodie, to be honest.
If he dies, he dies.
Remember the Stranger Things comparison from earlier? They call the Upside Down the infraworld. Weird. Also, does this corridor look a little bit like that section that you walk down to get to Grey Fox in Metal Gear Solid? So is Beyond Two Souls worth your money? It's a Law & Order SVU Episode 1 moment, a teenage drama the next, mixing a little bit of paranormal activity, and a coroner simulator to cap it all off. It weaves some interesting story elements and gameplay mechanics that let themselves down only slightly. It's an in-depth story that's very well acted by Hollywood royalty, and its branching storylines and numerous alternate endings really make it value for money. For less than a tenner, I'd certainly say pick this up. If you have a soft spot for the supernatural, Ellen Page, or the backseat nature of visual novels, then this is probably for you. So there you have it, our debut episode. Thanks for watching. You can check us out at soundrillmedia.com or at soundrillmedia on Instagram and Twitter. I hope you like the format. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe because that would really help us out as a new channel.